Back in the 1990s, if you wanted to connect your computer to MIDI, you'd have to use a cable that looks like this. This cable basically adapted the DB15 connector that was on the back of your sound card, and it adapted it to MIDI so that you could connect it to a MIDI device. Today, we're going to be using this cable to our advantage and connecting my Pentium 200 MMX machine to a Roland MC-505, which has full MIDI support. The MC-505 is pretty similar to a Roland sound canvas or something similar, but the only difference is that it's a lot more advanced because it wasn't just meant to be used for MIDI playback, it had much more functionality than that. And that means that we're going to get a lot more features when playing MIDI through it. But first, we need to connect it. I've plugged in my DB15 to MIDI adapter into the back of my sound card on the computer. Now, I'm going to connect a MIDI cable, male to male, to the MIDI out of that cable. Next, I'll connect that to the MIDI input of the Roland MC-505. As for playback, I'm going to be using this little device which I made a while ago. It's basically a big to small aux cord adapter. Now, you can just get much simpler versions of this, but in my experience they break after a couple of months, so I figured I'd make myself a very heavy duty one, which will last a lifetime, and it's been holding up for over 5 years so far. The big aux cord will go to the headphone out jack on the MC-505. The reason I'm using the headphones out is because it's a stereo jack and I'm using a stereo lead. Then, the small one will connect directly to my speakers on the computer. You could also connect the sound card to the speakers too, directly with another aux cord, and then use a splitter to connect them both into the sound card, but I won't be doing that today, since I can't find the splitter. The advantage of this is in games, you'll have the music playing through the MIDI, and then you'll have the sound effects playing through the sound card. Now that we've connected everything, we're ready to power up the computer. And then we'll also go ahead and power up the Roland MC-505 too. And make sure that it's set to a new user track. Excellent. It appears that everything is working, and our MC-505 is outputting its audio through our speakers. To be able to hear the MIDI tracks in games, we need to first configure the game using its setup program. I'm going to use Ultimate Doom first and make sure that the setup is configured right. So we're going to set the music device to be General MIDI, and that's all we need to do. Ready? It doesn't sound very good, does it? But that's because we haven't set our instruments yet. It's actually picked the instruments automatically, but I don't think it sounds very accurate. I mean, maybe it's correct for something like a sound canvas, but I think it can sound better, so we're going to change the sounds. Now, you can also do plenty of other things than just changing the sounds, like muting certain tracks and changing all their volumes, adding reverb, all kinds of effects, and then the D-beam. The D-beam basically uses light sensors to determine how far or close your hand is from the sensor, and then the value that it creates is mapped to an effect. So I've set up some audio samples that sound pretty good on the MC-505. Now, let's just sit back, listen, and enjoy the sounds without that distortion. Crikeys. Let's try E1 M1 on Doom next. Believe it or not, the samples actually change automatically when the game launches. Well, that's about all I have for you today. A small demonstration of how the MIDI cables work on a sound card. Hope you enjoyed this video.